Okay, Stacy, the stream is live and your host Mike again. Michael is going to
Thank you.
assist you through the class. You're welcome.
All right, thank you. Hey, good morning, everyone. I see people coming in already. It is 8 o'clock, so I guess the doors are open, the virtual doors to our fitness studio this morning. Welcome, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to this Monday. It's Monday morning. Ready to get started.
Good morning. Day already, I guess.
We are up to 25 people already on this beautiful Monday. Everybody's ready to start their week out on the right foot with some movement, some exercise, strengthening our core muscle groups this morning. Yay. So happy to see everybody. I had such nice comments from some of you, just letting you know that I've read them. I see you, some of you telling me that you have more movement, more mobility in your shoulders, that you appreciate the stretching through the hips that we did on Friday. I really appreciate hearing that. So glad that you are benefiting from these classes. One of the feedback messages said, I can't imagine not starting my day without this program. I can't imagine starting my day without, there we go. Trying to say it correctly. I appreciate that. And I'm enjoying you guys too. We're up to 32 already. Oh, Janet, you have some beautiful flowers in your picture this morning. Are they white tulips or lilies? What are those?
Those are cherry blossoms.
Oh, cherry blossoms, of course. They are beautiful.
We'll probably lose them because we're going to get a frost tonight, and some
Yes.
snow.
Yes. I know it's a little bit chilly this morning, but we are supposed to be getting some colder weather midweek here in Pennsylvania.
I'm in Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Joyce. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you and how's everybody?
Good to see your smiling face.
Thank
And
you.
there's Ed at the beach. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
I just love your background.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And I'm going to call you Susan of the bookcase. Good morning, Susan. I love
Good
it.
morning. Yes, I'm a bookaholic.
Good for you. Me too. I love seeing a lot of books like that.
I can't see you.
Oh, I'm down here off the camera.
Oh,
Because the camera's focused on the studio.
okay.
And I'm here to operate the computer for the very beginning. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and share my starting slides so that we can get going. Just to let everybody know, we have support from Get Set Up here. Max is with us this morning, and you can access Max directly in the chat. Max can help you with any technical issues that you have with your audio or visual in connecting with Get Set Up. So if you have questions, reach out to Max in the chat. And I'm going to go ahead and share my slides so we can get started. Everything was very slow this morning when I was trying to connect. So I sure hope that it is a little bit better. Let's see here. Nope, I need this one. And I need this one. And I'm going to move this out of the way so you can see. We'll go to present. So much to do, you guys, to get this started. It's just too much for me. Here we go. Morning fitness. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Today's class is core training for strength and balance. I am your guide, and my name is Stacy. I'm from the Keystone State of Pennsylvania, and I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, and I've been teaching fitness since the mid-1980s. I absolutely love it. It has always been a part of my life, and I love connecting with other adults who are also interested in fitness, who want to improve their health and their overall wellness. So thank you again. Thank you for joining me, and I appreciate your interest. Get Set Up is an educational platform that helps you learn useful things from people just like yourself so that you are able to have increase your skills and do wonderful things. We do learn from each other. So ideally, we can see you and your cameras are on. Don't be shy. Nobody's looking to see if you have makeup on. We're just working out. And I love being able to look out from my bench over here and see you all moving. I see arms moving, heads moving. I love that. Makes me know that you're not just sitting there watching me, but that you're actually doing the workout with me. And I love that. You can request a recording of today's class by emailing help@getsetup.io. And if you're joining by the live stream from our website, welcome you all. The best way to participate is to actually join us and register for a class. And that way you'll get the email after class that'll have the key takeaways and the opportunity to provide feedback and ask questions. Get Set Up is not paid to promote any specific products or services that I might talk about or demonstrate in my class. And remember, please check with your doctor before starting any new exercise program, especially if you have any health conditions, if you take any medications, or if you're recovering from surgery or from an injury. And if your doctor has given you any recommendations or restrictions regarding exercise intensity or range of motion, be sure you follow your doctor's recommendations. Again, don't just go along with me because I'm demonstrating or talking about a movement. You have to know your own body and listen to your body and anything that your doctor may have recommended to you. All right, let's stop the sharing. And I'm going to go ahead now and spotlight myself so that you all can see me. There we go. And remember, Max is in the chat if you need help. And Max will have everybody muted so that there's no background noise. And remember, I can't see the chat from over here. I can see movement, but I can't see the chat. But after the class, I do get a transcript of the entire chat. And so I do read your comments and feedbacks there, as well as if you provide feedback from the email that we send. So today's class is the core training, and you need water for today's class. Just like all of my classes, I recommend that you have some water with you. This whole class is done seated in a chair, and you don't need any equipment. However, I'll be demonstrating the use of a non-weighted fitness ball for some of the exercises. You don't have to have a ball, you can do it without, but it's kind of fun. So I'm just demonstrating it because I like using the ball. So here we go. And I think you all can see me from the chair, from head to feet. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's start with an inhale up, reaching nice and tall, filling your lungs with air, and then exhale, blowing it out. Inhale, fill your lungs from the top to the bottom. Hold for just 1 second and exhale. Now, since this class works the core muscle group, let me just talk about that for a second. Just as a reminder, many of you have been with me from the beginning and you already know, but for anyone who is new, your core muscles are all of the muscles that attach to your spine. Many think that it's just the abdominal muscles, and while your abdominal muscles are indeed very important, the core muscles also include the muscles of your lower back, mid back, upper back, shoulders, chest, abdominals, and hips. So we're going to be working all of those today in an attempt to make sure that we don't fall, we don't knock ourselves off balance. And if we do, we're able to recover. So some of our exercises take ourselves off balance and bring ourselves back together. And we'll be working our shoulders, our back, and our abdominals, and even a little bit of our hips from the seated position. Place yourselves midpoint from the back of the chair to the front edge so that you have a good range of motion. If your chair has arms, be very careful that you don't bang your arms and your elbows while we're working out. So our first exercise, we're going to just sort of take some stretching, and we're going to start with our back. So I want you to just reach up nice and tall overhead and hinge forward from your hips. Take it nice and easy as you hinge forward and just lay across your upper thighs if you're able to do that. If your hips have that flexibility, and allow your arms to drop over your legs. And finally, curve your back forward and drop your head and neck in a fully relaxed position, resting on the thighs. Allow your arms to dangle by your legs wherever they may reach. Relaxing the head and neck. And when you're ready to come up, place your hands just above your knees on your thighs and use your arms to press your back up into that vertical position. And let's take our chin and simply rotate over the right shoulder, keeping the torso facing forward and the hips firmly planted in your seat. Just take that chin to the side, feeling that stretch along your neck from the ear to the shoulder. Face forward, and let's go to the other side. Chin over the left shoulder. Feel that stretch. Sitting up nice and tall and facing forward. Head tilt, ear to the shoulder. Head faces forward, torso faces forward, and you're sitting up again nice and tall. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Head back up to vertical and tilt to the other side. And back up with the head in the vertical position. Make sure while you're doing these exercises today that you are breathing at a natural rate and rhythm. You don't want to hold your breath for any of our exercises. So let's talk a little bit about positioning. I would like you to focus on lifting your diaphragm, making sure that you have some space between the top of your hip bones and the bottom of your rib cage, right in through here. And if you're lifted and you feel that space, you will know that your abdominal muscles are engaged. Now, one of the exercises that I haven't really talked about before and people rarely remind you of is that to start with abdominal work, the very first exercise are the muscles that go horizontally across your abdominal wall, and they are the deepest muscles. And one of the exercises that we do is simply drawing your belly in toward your spine while you're sitting in an upright position. And no one can really see you do this. What I like to do is sometimes I think about this when I'm driving, and I draw those muscles in nice and tight, and I hold them for maybe 30 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds. And I'm feeling that tightening all across the mid part of my body. Remember, these are the muscles that are underlying the vertical muscles that we work when we do those crunches. So sometimes people are unable to get, to find a six pack or to see their abdominal muscles, and it's because they've never worked these underlying muscles. Now, sometimes they're called vacuums because you're just whoosh, pulling those muscles in towards your spine. And if you're doing that with me right now, let's just hold them nice and tight while you're sitting up tall and your shoulders are relaxed, but you're pulling those muscles in nice and tight, flattening your tummy, pulling your belly button in toward your spine, and release. You're gonna feel this exercise as if you've been coughing all weekend. These are the muscles that you use when you cough, right? You're just kind of pulling in and tightening through this abdominal. So let's do it again. Pull it in nice and tight, flattening through here. No movement of the torso, just pressing those muscles in toward your spine. Sitting nice and tall, and we're holding it and breathing, and don't tighten anything else. Keep your shoulders and your diaphragm relaxed but lifted, and release. Let's do it one more time. Make sure we really feel these. So pull it in, right through here, nice and tight. Holding, breathing through this, and release. So now you've done vacuums this morning, and we'll refer back to that, but it's a great exercise. You can do it anytime. If you're lying down watching TV or sitting on the sofa or even driving or sitting at a desk, you can remember to pull in and hold for a few seconds and release, and you're really strengthening your core with that exercise. But moving on, let's do cat and cow stretches. So with the cat, we're gonna pull in, belly button toward the spine, and allow your back to just simply roll forward in like a letter C. And this is the cat stretch. From your tailbone to your shoulders, you have a rounding of the spine. And finally, just allow your head to fall forward, not tucking the chin, but just relaxing in this position. And when you're ready, let's reverse. Imagining that there's a string going through your belly button and lassoing around your spine. You're gonna pull out, starting from that midpoint, straightening the spine, and finally bringing up your shoulders and your head into the vertical position. And then the cow stretch lengthens the tailbone toward the back of the chair and lift the chin and head, not arching or collapsing. This isn't broken donkey, just the cow, strong back, lengthening, lifting, and release. Back to the cat, rounding forward, belly button presses back toward the spine. Allow your hands to reach over the knees as you make a full rounded C curve from the tailbone all the way up to the shoulders, and finally allowing the head to fall forward ever so slightly. Feeling that stretch through every inch of your spine, and be aware if there are any areas that don't want to curve smoothly. And release by starting in the middle, right here at the waist, and pulling forward through the belly button, straightening up that spine through the mid back, upper back, shoulders, head, and finally into the cow, where we press that tailbone out toward the back and lift through the head, neck, and shoulders, lengthening the spine without collapsing. Nice. And we're going to do some side bends at this point. And for level 1, modifying this exercise, go ahead and hold on to the seat of your chair. And we're just going to take facing forward, not twisting, a slight side bend, taking it over to the right, holding on if you need to. And if you feel strong enough, hands on hips, right here, and back up to the vertical position and over to the other side. Tightening through the waist, feeling this strengthening through the oblique muscles that run along the side of your waist, from your hips to your lower rib cage. And back up to center. Let's do it again. Over to the right. The rest of your body is facing forward. Back up to center. And over to the left. And up to center. A gentle twist now, using your hands on the side of the chair. Let's just pivot the top part of the body from above the waist. Keep those hips firmly planted so that you can ensure that the twist is just your upper body. Back to center and over to the other side. Hold on to the side of the chair. And back up to the forward-facing position. Starting with our very first exercise today, we're going to do some good mornings. Good mornings is an exercise that's typically done standing with weights in a gym, but we're going to do them seated because we're accessing the same muscle group through your back, hips, mid-back, low back, just in a more gentle format. So here's what we're doing. Starting from the vertical position, we're simply going to bow forward, hinging from the hips and back up into the vertical position. Use your hands for support on your thighs if your back is not ready to handle this amount of energy this morning. If you are, level 2 would be hands on the waist, hinge forward, and return to the seated position. Even more challenging would be hands on the shoulders, hinge forward, and return to the seated position. So again, I'm going to do it right here at the mid-level position, hinge forward, and return to the seated position. Feel this exercise through your hips. As you come back up right here, you want to be squeezing through your hips, and then feel your mid-back and upper back sort of coming along for the ride. Forward, and return. Forward and return. Let's do 2 more. Hinge forward, flat back, chest is lifted, and return. And forward. And return. Great. Next, I'm getting a little bit of water right here. If you have your water, go ahead and join me. You want to try and drink your water every 10 to 15 minutes while we're exercising. Next, we're going to do deadlifts, and we do them, we start in the low position. So we're going to hinge forward from the hips and start from down here or wherever you are able to reach. And the exercise is lifting to the vertical position and then return to the hinged forward position. Again, keeping your hips firmly planted in the chair and feeling that squeeze from the hips into the low back and the mid back as you rise from this low position to the vertical position. Coming right back up here. And as always, you can use the modifier with your arms here on your thighs and just help to press yourself into the vertical position so that you're not adding any additional stress and strain to your back if you have an injury or are recovering from any type of back issue. Here and up and return. Let's do just 3 more. lift, and return. Lift and return. Last one. Lift and return. And while we are here, I'm going to have you just come up and use one arm for support while we work the other arm. And we're going to, you're hinged forward with a flat back, using this forearm for support. So you're at a 45-degree angle, seated in your chair with your hips firmly planted. Using this arm, let it just fall from your shoulder at first. And we're going to just lift straight up. Back of the hand is up toward the ceiling and return to the low position. So this is a lateral side raise. We're right here, lifting laterally, which means right out to the side, away from the body. Lift and return. As you do this exercise, feel your shoulder blades sliding in toward your spine. So we're working the muscles underneath the shoulder blades that keep your posture straight and true. And back, just 3 more. Two more. And last one. And now we're going to do Superman, which is lifting to the front. One arm Superman. Lift forward and return. Lift forward and return. Lift right here and return. 4 more right here. Are your hips still firmly planted? 3 more. 2 more. And here's the last one. And now from here, I want you to lift your arm to the side and continue lifting all the way up as if you are reaching for the ceiling. Wiggle your fingers, making sure your hand is relaxed, and allow your gaze to follow your hand so you are looking at the ceiling as well. Right here. And relax. Bringing this hand back in and using it now, this arm as support, we're going to do those exercises with your opposite arm. Beginning with the arm and hand reaching down along the side of your leg and doing those lateral side raises up to shoulder height. Back of the hand is on top. Lifting right here and return. Lift and return. Be sure you feel that shoulder blade coming in toward your spine. Lift and return. And remember, as you return your arm back to the beginning position, make sure that you're moving with control, not just dropping your arm, but actually controlling it as you bring it back down to that starting point. Just 2 more. And here's the last one. Superman, reaching straight out in front of you, right here and down. Lift and down. Lift. Remember to control on the return. 4 more. And 3. 2 more. And last one, right here. And from this low position, let's take this arm up toward the side, like we did with the first exercise, and continue going, reaching around toward the ceiling. Wiggle those fingers. Keep your hips firmly planted and allow your gaze to follow your hand, looking up toward the ceiling and feeling that twist in your torso. And release. Use your hands to press yourselves back up into the vertical upright position. I'm going to grab a fitness ball. And again, if you're new here today, I demonstrate sometimes with a fitness ball because I enjoy using them, but you don't need a ball. But it's also easy to watch me when I have the ball. So there's a couple reasons why I like to use it. And even if you don't have one, it's perfectly okay. You do the exercises without. If you'd like to make your own ball or use something to hold on to, I have a little teddy bear here that's an option. You can do the same thing by holding on to any little stuffed animal that you might have hanging around. This is actually my dog's toy. She was not happy that I took it to use for this class, but I'll give it right back. Another thing that you could do is take a bandana and stuff it with some socks, you know, the mismatched ones that you can't find the mate, and then tie the corners together and you'll have a soft cushiony ball that you can hold on to. So here's what we're doing. The exercises are called dead bug arms. And we start with our arms out in front of us, directly out from your chest, kind of like shoulder height. Elbows are slightly bent, and I'm holding onto the ball with both hands, but I'm going to release, and I'm going to take one arm up with the ball, back to the center, and then open to the side. So I'm starting, you're starting with your right, lift, return, and open side. This is dead bug arms, and we're doing 8 of these with each side. Remember to sit up nice and tall. Keep that diaphragm lifted. Feel that space between your lower rib and your hips as you're doing this. Nice strong back and relaxed shoulders and neck. Lift and return, open side and return front. Lift and return, open side, return front. I think we have 2 more on this side. Right here, open, and 1 more. And open. Let's switch sides now. Lifting up, front, open side, and front. Lift, right here, open side, and here, up, sitting nice and tall. Lift, return front, open side, and return. Lift, and open. 3 more, right here. And open. 2 more, lift. And here's the last one, right here. And open. Now we're going to do some diagonal work with our arms and shoulders. So the first one is goalpost arm, and keeping the elbow bent, we're going to tap the ball or your hand to the opposite hip. So that rotates the upper arm like that. Tap, return. Tap, return. Tap, return. You can hold on to the chair if you want, keeping those feet firmly planted, hips in the chair. You're going to feel this in the shoulder. We're rotating. And as a modifier, make the movement smaller. Maybe you can't lift as high. Maybe your elbow is more like waist height and you're just reaching across. Up here, we are really working the shoulder. And not everyone has that full range of motion today. Make sure you stay where you are comfortable. Take a break if needed. Sometimes these exercises, maybe it's not the right exercise for you today. If that's true, just wait it out. It's okay. I'll be doing something different. I really want you to listen to your body as I'm teaching. Do what feels right for you today. Here's the last one. I've been talking too much and missed count. The next one is a little bit bigger, a larger range of motion. So again, I caution you, shoulders sometimes are funny. Only do what feels good for you. We're gonna reach up here as if you have something to reach on the shelf and then put it down here on the floor. So you're reaching nice and tall, twist your upper body and place it across your body and down here toward the floor. Reach and twist, reach down here. And I'm holding on to the side of the chair for support. If you want to use a little bit more energy, you can place your hand on your hips. And reach and down. Up, twist your body across and reach down. Let's do 4 more. Right here. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And sitting up nice and tall. Gonna have you place this other arm right now on your thigh. And again, reaching up here and then pretend like you're throwing forward. So reaching up here, up nice and tall, and press forward like you're throwing. Reach and forward. Reach, press forward. 4 more. And 3. This one really is challenging your range of motion with your shoulder. Just 2 more. And here's the last one. Great. Let's take both hands while we're right here, and we're going to just bring the ball or your hands in toward your stomach and press forward like you're passing the ball quickly and sharply. Press forward and return. Press forward and push. Tightening those core muscles and push. 3 more. And 2. And last one right here. Now we're going to do the diagonal work with the other arm. So again, you can hold on to the seat of the chair or challenge yourself with your hand on your hip. And the first exercise starts here with goalpost arms or lower if this is your comfort zone today. Right here, and then keeping the elbow bent, tap the opposite hip and return. Tap and return. Tap and return. Lift that diaphragm, tap and return. And 4 more. And 3. 2 more. Last one. Now we're going to reach high right here. You have something up here on the shelf. Reach and then cross body and press it down here to the opposite side. Reach and press. Reach high, cross body, reach low. Reach and here. 4 more. And 3. 2 more. Last one. Now we're going to reach and throw. So reaching up here and pretend like you're throwing your arm forward. Reach, throw forward, reach, and feel how this pulls you just slightly off balance. But you're keeping your hips planted in that seat, and all of the muscles of your core are supporting you right here. 2 more. And here's the last one. And 1 more time with both hands together, pressing forward for 8. And in 7. And in 6. Diaphragm lifted, tummies are tight. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Hold your arms in at your waist, and we're going to really set ourselves off balance with kind of a swing around. So if you're holding on to something, or even if you're not, what we want to do is reach out to the side with both arms, swing around forward to the other side, and bring your arms into your waist, and then reverse it. Out to the side, swing it around, keep the hips planted. You really have to be fully engaged through your core muscles of the front, through those abdominals. Out, around, and in. Opposite side, out, around, and in. Reach out, swing it around, pull it back in. Reach out, swing it around, and pull it back in. Reach out, swing, pull back in, out to the side, circle around, bring the arms back in. 4 more sets to each side. And 3 more. Two more. And here's the last one. I hope you felt that one. That really challenges your core muscles with that pulling off balance, really reaching around and then back into the center. We're going to go ahead and release the ball now. I'm going to have some more water. And we're going to work our hips. Sitting up nice and tall in the chair. Again, you can hold on to the seat for a little bit more support. You can sit out as far as you want to challenge yourself with both balance and hip strength, or sit back a little bit further in the chair if you need additional support. I'm going to just kind of go right in the middle, and we're going to start with our heel taps, sitting nice and tall, either holding on or hands on hips, heel tap alternating straight in front. So all you're doing is extending your leg so your heel taps right in front. Right in front. Just a very gentle leg extension, tapping the heel in front of you. Gets us started right here. Sitting nice and tall. And you're breathing normal rate and rhythm, right? You're with me. 2 more, right and left. And here's the last one, right and left. Excellent. Let's do a little bit bigger leg extension now. See if you can clear your foot just off the floor. Keep your hips planted. Let's alternate one and then the other. Just extend your knee as far as you can. It doesn't have to be a full leg lift if you're not comfortable with that today. You take the level that you are comfortable with. Remember, holding on to the chair gives you additional support. If you need to do that, you go right ahead. If not, you can place your hands on your hips. You can place your hands on your thighs. Right and left. 4 more. And 3 more. 2 more. And here's the last set of leg extensions, seated right here in our chair, nice and gently. Now we're going to do some marches. So we're just going to lift each knee and thigh very gently. If you can clear your foot from the floor, do that. If not, maybe you can just lift your heel today. In either way, Again, hold on for more support. Maybe that'll give you a little bit of additional range of motion, lifting your foot up off the floor. Not high, just a little bit so you can feel that you're activating your hips. And as you work your hips in this manner, it's really important that you are aware of your abdominal muscles and that you have them fully supported. Lifting right and left. Right and left. Right and left. Last set, right and left. We're going to do a combination of a leg extension, a knee lift, same side, and then cross your legs and uncross. Extend, knee lift, cross, and uncross. So you can hold on with your extension, knee lift, cross and uncross, holding on to the seat of the chair if you like, holding on to your hips, wherever you are comfortable. Extend, knee, cross and uncross. Kick, knee, cross, uncross. 4 more sets, right and left. Sitting nice and tall, torso lifted. Kick, knee, crossover. Great. Kick, knee, crossover. 2 more. Kick, knee, crossover. Kick, knee, crossover. Here's the last one. Kick, knee, crossover. Kick, knee, crossover. Excellent. Sitting up nice and tall. Extend one heel out just slightly so that your leg is not as bent as the other. Your knee is slightly extended. And we're going to just open the leg to the side and return. Again, you can hold on to the seat of the chair for this one, or work on your own balance and core strength by sitting up nice and tall, keeping that diaphragm lifted as you gently open and close your legs, slightly extended, just so the foot clears the floor. That's really all you need, is just to be able to move your leg freely as you open and close, working both your outer and inner thighs as well as your hips. And this can be a very small movement, it's whatever is comfortable for you today. Giving yourselves just a very slight challenge. One more time, and we're going to do the other side. I didn't count very well, so we want to make sure we work both sides, hopefully pretty close to equal. So again, extending just enough to clear your foot from the floor, or have a little bit of movement as you open and return your legs slightly open to the side and return. Hips firmly planted. Diaphragm is lifted. Opening that leg to the side, bringing it back in. Open and return. Open and return. Open and return. 2 more, right here. Last one. Excellent. We're going to begin our stretches now for the end of the session. First one is going to be inner thighs. Open your legs just slightly. If you can direct your knees over the front corner edges of the chair, that's actually enough. Placing your hands on your upper thighs, just above your knees. You're going to hinge forward, keeping that back flat, straight, neutral position. Holding on right here. Keep those knees open over the feet and just hinge forward and feel that inner thigh stretch right here. remember the best way to do stretching is to go into the stretch as far as your muscles are comfortable. Right at the stretching point, simply hold, relax, and breathe for about 20 to 30 seconds. And release. And I'm going to have you cross your leg, one over the other. And again, we're going to hinge forward, giving your crossed over leg a bit of a hip stretch right here. And I'm using the seat of the chair for support so I can press myself back up into the vertical position, crossing over the other leg, just like you normally would cross your legs in a seated position, and hinge forward, flat back, getting a little bit of a stretch on the outside of your hip right here, and holding it. And release. Sitting up nice and tall. Legs back into your comfortable seated starting position, and let's inhale up and hold your arms up overhead and reach right and left. Feel that lengthening from your armpit to your hip as you reach right and left. This is a little bit of an extra stretch through the upper mid back and along here. These muscles are called your laterals, as well as into the obliques if you're reaching deep enough to feel that stretch all the way down to the top of your hip bone. Reaching right and left. One more, right and left. And release. Let's do our letter stretches. Y, W, T, and L. Strengthening the muscles that support our posture and strengthening the muscles across the, stretching the muscles across the top of the chest. So each of these is a letter, the first one being Y. So your arms are up this way with your body, you make the letter Y. Now here's the key. In the Y position, press your arms back behind the midline of the body. So back behind your ears, and feel the muscles in your shoulder and upper back that are working to allow you to press your arms back behind the midline. You really have to contract those muscles. And those are the muscles that get weakened by poor posture. So we are working to counteract that with this exercise. There's your Y. Bring the elbows down and back, forming the letter W. My palms are facing forward, but I'm going to press the back of my hands and my elbows back behind the midline of the body. Pressing back and holding right here. And then extending my arms out to the side, I form the letter T. And again, pressing my arms back behind the midline, like I'm trying to take off. I feel like an airplane. And finally, elbows into the waist, thumbs pointing backward, palms are up, pulling my upper arms back behind the midline, forearms back, really feeling that contraction of my shoulder blades as they are reaching in toward my spine, sliding in toward the spine. And release. Give yourselves a big hug, crossing one arm over top of the other, elbows forward. Hold on to wherever you can, upper arms, shoulders, or slide your fingers around to the back if you have that flexibility across the front of your chest and through your upper back. Release and cross over the other side, giving yourselves a big hug, elbows pointing forward. Be aware if one side or the other is more flexible in this stretch. Is one arm able to reach further to the back than the other? Stretching helps us really be aware of how one side of the body may be different from the other. And that's perfectly normal and natural, but it does give you a little bit of a clue what maybe to work on, to strengthen or stretch and release. Stay with me for a little bit of a breathing exercise with some positive affirmations for today. So I want you to just begin to focus on the breath, sitting comfortably in your chair. If you would like to close your eyes and just listen to the sound of my voice, feel free to do that. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, find a gazing spot in front of you. A spot on the floor, a spot on the wall, a clock, a picture, something that you can focus on while you bring your awareness to your breathing and listen to the sound of my voice give you some positive thoughts to take into your day. Bring your awareness to your inhale and exhale. Notice on the inhale, you fill your lungs from the bottom to the top. And on the exhale, you release that air from the top to the bottom. And this happens completely without your awareness throughout the day. The miracle of our breath. And think to yourself, all the changes I'm making in my body are easy for me to make. I am at peace with my body, with its strengths and weaknesses. I am at peace as my body begins to change, becoming stronger and more flexible. I am at peace. I speak and think only positively about my body. I am grateful and thankful for my strength, my balance, and my flexibility. I think only positive thoughts about my body and about my health and my wellness. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to come on up to the camera and I'm going to share my closing screen with you. So thank you so much for joining me today. I encourage you to share your feedback and your experiences with Get Set Up on social media. If you're active there, you can use the hashtag Get Set Up, or you can use @GetSetUp, or email directly Liz @GetSetUp. Look for some other related exercise and movement classes like Ageless Grace and some of the line dancing classes. And there's also yoga classes that we've added, and I haven't put them on my slide yet. My next class tomorrow is called Let's Get Moving, and it's a gentle cardio class. It will help you sort of get accustomed to a little bit of a cardio workout. On Wednesday, we do seated strength training with light weights. Be on the lookout for the email that you'll receive from Get Set Up that will contain some key takeaways from today's class. It will also highlight some other classes you might be interested in, and there will be a link where you can provide feedback about Get Set Up, about my class and other classes in general, and feedback about me. And I do read it, so I welcome your feedback. Spread the word about learning with Get Set Up. Tell your friends, your family, your community, your neighborhood. Maybe you'd like to host an interest group. Please let us know and we'll help you get that set up. Maybe you'd like to suggest a class, something different that you'd like to see on Get Set Up. We love to hear your suggestions. Know that you can always request a recording and share your ideas by emailing help@getsetup.io. Once again, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great Monday and a great week, and I look forward to seeing you other days this week as you join me. Take care.
Hi, Stacy.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Bye.
You're welcome.